Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley has been nominated for a position on the board of directors of Boeing. Boeing, of course, is one of the largest defense contractors in America and in the world. They've been producing aircraft for the U.S. Air Force and for militaries around the world for decades, and of course they're also big in the commercial airline business. Nikki Haley is an interesting choice, not surprising, frankly, considering that she was the governor of the state that Boeing is now based in, South Carolina, and of course she's a known foreign policy hawk. Some of you might remember Miss Haley from her time as governor of South Carolina. She was seen as a rising star in the Republican Party, and after Trump was elected, she was given the post as UN ambassador, sort of to give her some foreign policy chops, a place for her to stress her warmongering ways. And now Haley has been thoroughly groomed, I think, for a run for president. Boeing sees this and recognizes her as a strong war hawk and wants her on the board. Haley, for her career so far, has only really had one incentive: to hawk the wars. No pun intended. And that's been purely for political reasons, because that's what you do as a Republican. You have to act hawkish, and also she's a woman in the Republican Party, and so she probably has a bit of a complex about needing to act tough so that, the traditionally male-dominated Republican Party will accept her. By being appointed to the board of directors of Boeing, however, now she has a financial incentive, because her employer stands to gain tremendously from any conflicts that the U.S. gets involved with, because, of course, the more that the U.S. is involved with overseas militarily, the more Boeing planes they'll need to order, the more parts they will need to buy for planes that are getting heavy use and are getting worn out. The more planes they'll need to buy as American planes get shot down in other countries. This is an especially public example of the way politics in America really work. The pure patronage that drives our government's policies. This is the military-industrial complex in its most naked and unadulterated form. It's sickening, really, that these people would appoint her to such a position, obviously because they think that she's going to get the U.S. involved in more wars and get more people killed. All the while, Nikki Haley has the gall to lecture other small countries about human rights infractions, which in many cases, places like Venezuela or whatever, bad governments. However, it's completely hypocritical to call out those governments and then be advocating for the bombings of however many other countries. All the while, you're profiting off of the sales of the planes and things, and off of every plane that gets shot down. And in addition to this recent appointment to the board of directors of Boeing, Haley has also started a very pro-war super PAC called Stand for America Now. Obviously, this will be her PAC for when she runs for president, inevitably, though I don't know when that'll be. The website of the PAC says that they want to promote public policy that leads to both a strong America at home and abroad. And of course, if you click on their issues tab, the first 4 issues are, I think it says terrorism, Iran, Russia, and Latin America. Of course, all places that Nikki Haley and Boeing would like to send their planes to bomb. So not only will Nikki Haley, as a member of the board of directors of Boeing, be trying to hawk more wars and sell these conflicts to the American people on Twitter, as she has a pretty massive following as it is, and is of course the darling of conservative media. She will also be able to promote it through ads and things, and through lobbying via this PAC. And this PAC, I'm sure, will attract plenty of more dollars from other military-industrial complex entities who see the writing on the wall and understand that Miss Haley is going to be the woman to own here coming in the future. So by the time she does end up running for president, she will have been bought and paid for by all of the defense contractors 10 times over. Frankly, I'm shocked that she hasn't been appointed to a position somewhere at the Council on Foreign Relations yet. Frankly, I think Haley is a Republican who represents an older era. I think she's a bit behind the times, and I think that her war hawkery will not be as popular as it once was. I think she's really running as a Bush neocon in a post-Trump world, and it's not like I think Trump has necessarily made people significantly anti-war. I think that the anti-war movement in America is about as dead as it can get. However, that's not as strong of a selling point as it used to be. I think that even if people don't knock Haley for being a warmonger, they will knock her for coming across as, frankly, a Bushy. So will we see President Haley? Probably not. I think that coming after Trump, we won't see another Republican. We'll probably see a pretty hard left turn, but then after that, you're going to see another reactionary candidate, not someone who's measured and conventional like Haley. I think that when whoever runs against the next Democratic president will be someone who, like Trump, stirs things up a bit. I think that's what people want now in primaries. I think that the conventional approaches of people like Haley, who just say, oh, you know what, I've got a great idea, less taxes and more war. And I think that formula is kind of dead. The Republicans have been really using that same formula since 1980, and it got them a long way, but 1980 was 40 years ago now. So if you've made it this far, please do in fact like this video, and do hit that subscribe button, because I will continue to have videos out every day, sometimes twice a day if I have the time, but always at least once a day. And please do give your thoughts in the comments below about what you think of Miss Haley's move here at Boeing, her new super PAC, and of course her eventual run for president, whether you think neocons are done yet in America, or whether you think they've still got one last administration left. So, see y'all folks tomorrow.